CEO.
Definitely. I think another thing that's important about leadership is just realizing that, yes, there are people beneath you, but equally important are the people above you. And that's surrounding yourself with good mentors, good counselors. So from a business perspective, I've been very lucky because we've got great investors. These are guys who were first mentors. I approached them to just kind of give me insights, perspectives, help me see the blind spots. And that's helped me grow in a crazy ways. But I think in every other part of my life as well, I've always kept mentors that help me, just see things that just purely because of a lack of experience, I wouldn't be able to see. So it's always important to have people, yes, beneath you that you're actively like investing in and sowing into their lives, but also having somebody speaking into your life and constantly helping you.
And you called it luck. I don't even call that luck. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you actually went out to it didn't just magically happen, right?
Yeah.
So that's something I don't necessarily do.
Yeah.
So and you saying that is actually I've actually like, okay, maybe that's like it's not a bad.
Yeah, man, be a person in life who pursues.
Right.
Like I call it autopilot. That's the opposite of like being somebody who's intentional. You're kind of doing life in like autopilot. And it's a comfort zone. So for me, whenever I see someone who has something that I like about them, maybe it's the way that they're balancing their work and life. Maybe it's the family, like they're a family man. So things like that. When I like it, I go straight for you, man. And I'll come through and I'll call you out for coffee and I'll be like, let's chat. I see that this is the way you're running your life and it looks good, man. Like, how do I start to work towards that? So yeah, I think one of the key ways I describe myself is somebody who's very intentional.
That's dope. Yeah. And you see, like this podcast, for example, like I've actually met some very interesting people, including you, obviously.
Yeah.
And I've had great conversations, and I've learned so much because how I actually got into podcasting was I was listening to. I've always wanted to be a person who reads a lot.
Yeah.
Just never got into it.
Me too, man.
You know what I mean?
And people always assume I read a lot.
I thought you did.
I'm getting into it more now.
Okay.
Yeah, getting into more now.
So I was like, okay, because my dad has always been on, because my dad reads a lot.
Yeah.
He's like, Glenn, read. So there's a time I used to read, and then I got out of it.
Yeah.
But getting back into it is rough.
It's hard,
yeah,
man.
yeah. So I was like, okay, what do I do most of the time? Like when I'm not doing anything. So that's listen to music. I was like, okay, that's cool, but maybe let me try get some educational type of stuff into my ears. So I started listening to podcasts. My favorite podcast is the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if you know it, the Joe Rogan Experience.
No, I don't.
So basically, it's the biggest podcast in the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's the biggest platform.
Hectic.
So Joe Rogan basically gets kind of like what I'm doing right now, where I get someone, whether it's a stranger or one of his friends.
Yeah.
But because his is such a big platform now, he gets leading. Like he gets people like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders, Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey from Twitter.
Yeah.
Just big guys. Also, like just a mathematician.
Dope. So it's also very diverse.
Extremely diverse, from sports to science to politics, that's everything. Cool. Basically everything. And he always says in his podcast, he's like, dude, I've learned so much
just from those conversations.
Yeah. And then in turn, people have learned so much. Like I've learned a lot from just listening to podcasts. I can tell you from the time I started listening to podcasts in general to now, there's like the stuff I would not know.
Yeah, man.
Like literally.
I'm a big fan of podcasts as well. I like to listen to the Masters of Scale. I don't know if you know the Masters of Scale.
Who's the host?
It's Reid Hoffman, founder of LinkedIn.
Right.
So he's also an investor, and he's a very authoritative voice in the entrepreneurial landscape in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
So I think if anyone wants to start a business, Masters of Scale, that's your podcast.
Okay.
So he calls in the likes of your Mark Zuckerberg, Brian Chesky, all these guys, Airbnb, Facebook, all these big businesses, and he has conversations about scaling your business. So it's very, very nice. I like to listen to leadership podcasts as well. Big fan of those. Also Christian podcasts. I really like those as well. Always want to surround myself with Christian content. Those are the three major ones.
Yeah, exactly. And you learn so much.
Dude, it's incredible.
It's like crazy. And it's for free.
Man, it's too good to be true.
Dude, podcasting is crazy, man. Like because I remember I tell people, like, listen to my podcast. Like, how much is it? You know, people think you have to, it's like music where you have to pay to listen. But man, like there's so much out there for you to just like tap into and learn. And so I mean, so this guy Joe Rogan, that's what he does.
Thanks for putting me on, man. I'll check him out.
Yeah, you should for sure.